Hello YouTube, welcome to another one of my dueling videos, and today I have for you a Subterror deck using trap monsters as your engine. So we're gonna be using Endless Trap Hell. I don't have Mass Tribute, so I was looking for an alternative. And basically the reason why Mass Tribute is so good with Subterrors is because it combos with your Subterror Nemesis, giving you the fodder you need in order to special summon whatever monster you need by tributing, you know, Subterror Nemesis Warrior and another monster. So it's hard to pull off when you're not running cards when you're not running something that you can special summon easily. So that's where the trap monsters come in. Not only that, but on their own with Statue of Anguish pattern, they can help you remove stuff, you know, destroy monsters, destroy back row, and then after you use them for that, you can go ahead and tribute them with a Subterror Nemesis Warrior to get your big boys out on the field. So it worked pretty well. As I said, we're using Endless Trap Hell because running a lot of traps, and anytime you have 3 or more in the grave, you get to add one, shuffle the other ones into the deck, which is pretty clutch. So let's just go over that engine first. We have 3 Statue of Anguish pattern. This is the main card that you want to open with, along with Subterror Nemesis Warrior. So it says special summon this card as an effect monster, 2500 defense, level 7. If summoned this way, this card cannot be targeted by an opponent's card effects while you control another trap card that is a monster. If a card is special summoned from your spell and trap zone to the monster zone while this card is a monster, you can target one card in the field and destroy it. So that effect is not once per turn, which means if you open 3 of these, if you open Statue of Anguish pattern and 2 other trap monsters, you can destroy 2 cards during your opponent's turn to stop their plays, or maybe during their end phase if it's back row, and it's just crazy. For the monsters, we're running 3 Tiki Curse because I like the fact that it's 1800 defense. It also says, while this card is an effect monster, if another trap card that is a monster battles an opponent's monster, after damage calculation, destroy that opponent's monster. My other choice was Tiki Soul. While this card is an effect monster, if another trap card you control that is a monster would be destroyed by your opponent's card, either by battle or by card effect, and sent to the graveyard, you can set it in the spell trap card zone instead. There's many monsters to choose from. This is just what I went with. And then also we have Cyber Shadow Garnet. This card is really good, but you have to be careful when using it because you can only activate it during your opponent's main phase. So if you're trying to destroy something during your opponent's turn, you have to make sure you do it before they go into their battle phase. Otherwise, your Garnet is useless. It says that this card is selected as an attack target. The attack and defense of this card become the attack and defense of the attacking monster. This card is set in its spell and trap card zone during your opponent's end phase. That is where this card it's really good, because if you use it to destroy your opponent's monster after they've committed say their normal summon, or they already used something like Red Eyes Fusion, if you use it to destroy the monster that they can attack with, you don't have to worry about it getting destroyed. It'll be set during the end phase, and then during your opponent's turn, the next turn, you can do the same thing, destroy the monster or destroy a back row. It kind of locks them down pretty bad. And then if you see that your opponent's about to destroy it, then you tribute it with your Subterror Nemesis Warrior to go into your big boys. Deck just works really well. I have 2 final battles in here. I don't have a third one, and I don't know if I would put it in there. It's obviously broken, but I like to use my spell and trap card zone for my monsters so that I can, you know, keep popping stuff with Statue of Anguish. For the Subterror engine, it's pretty standard. We have 3 Nemesis Warrior. You can send 1 Subterror monster from your deck to the graveyard, tribute this card, and at least 1 other monster, so the total original levels tributed equal or exceed the level of that Subterror Warrior. You can activate this during either player's turn, which is really good. And also, arguably the best effect, if a Subterror Behemoth monster is flipped face up while this card is in your graveyard, you can special summon this card. You can only use each effect once per turn. Now, why is that so important? Somebody asked me on my last video, and I'm gonna go ahead and answer that question. If you flip a Subterror Umistrix or a Subterror Behemoth Stygo Kraken, you can then special summon your Nemesis Warrior from the graveyard. What that does is that it makes your Behemoth a Chain Link 1 and then your Nemesis Warrior a Chain Link 2, meaning that anything that negates, such as Red Eye Slash Dragon, cannot negate the effect of Umastrix or the effect of Stygo Kraken, because you can only negate the previous chain, if that makes sense. So by the time Slash Dragon can activate the effect, there's nothing to negate, because the last thing that happened was the Nemesis Warrior effect, and it's not targeting anything that, you know, it's not meeting the requirements for Slash Dragon. So it's really good in that regard. It also just lets you put this guy back on the field, and then if you've already banished, you know, your opponent's monster, and now you need to take your back row, you just activate the effect again. It's just really good. The engine works really well. I didn't really look at the other Subterror monsters because you know, obviously these two are the most used ones, but yeah, I didn't really look at the other ones. The extra deck is just to bait the opponent so that they don't know what we're playing. And with that, let's just go ahead and show you some replays. Yeah, so because I don't have Mass Tribute, and because that skill might get nerfed in the future the way Cyber Style did, I decided to, you know, just try to play Subterrors with something else. You can definitely play it with, you know, monsters that just flip face down so that you can then special summon them from your hand. But this was a fun alternative. I've never used the Statue of Anguish pattern before since it got released, so I was like, why not try it out? So we're gonna see the Neos Fusion there. I'm gonna go ahead and summon my Statue of Anguish, activate Tiki Curse, force him to use that Neos Fusion in the grave, activate Cyber Shadow Gardener. Now I can destroy the monster. Go for 3600 attack, activate Warrior's effect, and get an Umastrix on the field. I didn't have to do that right away, but I just went ahead and did it. I kind of misplayed here a little bit. I waited too long to go for my Gardener, so he's gonna be able to get rid of my Stygo Kraken. And then he summons Storm Neos, which is really unfortunate. It's gonna be able to destroy all my cards. Goes for the beatdown here. I get to banish his Storm Neos, which in turn is gonna prevent him from shuffling everything back during the end phase. And I get a Subterror Nemesis Warrior. And this is where the skill comes in super clutch. We're gonna activate Endless Trap Hell, get one of our trap monsters. So now we have the fodder needed for Nemesis Warrior, and we picked up a final battle, which was exactly what we needed. We're gonna activate Tiki Curse. We see the Miracle Contact here into another Brave Neos. Neos Fusion into a what's this guy called? Aqua Neos. Once he's in the battle phase, I'm gonna go ahead and get my Umastrix on the field. He thinks I'm just gonna be banishing one, but in reality I'm gonna activate Final Battle's third effect. The attack and defense of one Subterror monster on the field become equal to its combined original attack and defense. Because his life is so low, we just win the game right there. And even if he had enough life, the effects last until the end of the turn, so he wasn't going to be able to get over it. And I'm still learning the deck. I did misplay in a couple of those. I believe in this one I misplayed pretty big. But it's you know, I don't know how I feel about Subterrors. I stayed away from them for a while because they are not really my type of deck. But this version was fun to use, if I do say so. So going up against Ancient Gears, we're gonna set one. We're gonna normal summon or Subterror Nemesis Warrior, go for Anguish pattern. And here's where I messed up. I should have just activated everything. I should have just, you know, destroyed the monster right there. Gone for my Nemesis Warrior summon so that I would open another slot. And then use my Garnet, just pop the entire field. He's gonna go Galaxy Cyclone. So then I kind of panic here. I activate Final Battle, and I'm thinking, okay, we're just gonna increase the attack and defense. I mean, you know, increase the attack of this guy. Make him 3,000. That was the plan right there. But I thought I was targeting my Nemesis Warrior, and it was actually asking me if I wanted to chain anything. So I end up chaining my Nemesis Warrior. Now I'm gonna activate Gardna because I have to activate Gardna because otherwise I'm gonna tribute my Anguish pattern, and I don't want to do that. So we're gonna activate Gardna, tribute the Gardna, and because he was still summoned and this effect does not miss timing, I get to pop the Ancient Gear Castle. Sasank is gonna go ahead and get rid of my trap, but luckily my Umastrix is face down, so we're gonna get to banish the face down monster, which I assumed was another Sasank. Activate Endless Trap He'll get another Anguish pattern. Clear up his board. It's gonna normal summon Wyvern, search Ancient Gear Fortress, and he does have the Galaxy Cyclone in the graveyard. So we're gonna have to deal with a Ancient Gear Reactor, but as long as it's only one, we're completely fine. Luckily, he doesn't have anything else like the field spell or, you know, another fortress. So during battle phase, we're gonna summon another Umastrix, and he can only take care of one, meaning we're gonna have one left over to finish up his field. Flip him face down, special summon Kraken. Flip him face up to banish the reactor and get my Nemesis Warrior, and that was game because Nemesis Warrior can just destroy the Wyvern, and then we get to direct attack with the Umastrix. I don't even know if I'm saying their names correctly, but blame Konami for the weird names they put on their cards. Here we got a Loomis. Kind of a broken starting hand. We have Anguish pattern and 2 trap monsters. So it's gonna go light and dark. 6 Samurai. Not a huge threat to Subterrors. So because I'm more afraid of him drawing into outs that I'm afraid of a Shien, we're just gonna get rid of both of those united. And we're gonna do that. You have to do this with your toggle on, by the way. Otherwise, he'll have a chance to synchro summon before you get to do any of this. So we're gonna activate Tiki Curse, pop the 6 Samurai United. Also special summon Umastrix in defense mode. That opens up another slot so we can summon Tiki Soul, destroy the other United, and my opponent doesn't even want to try because the most he can do at that point is go for a Shien. I'm gonna banish it with my Umastrix. And that's game. So yeah, by prioritizing the United, you know, I take away his something like what's the card? Dojo, any, you know, 6 style, dual wheel, any other out he could possibly have. Because sadly, Wen Xian is not a threat anymore. Feels bad, man. Alright, so we have Tiki Curse, Gardna. We don't have our Statue of Anguish, unfortunately. But Ultra Athletes without the field spell, not a huge threat to our 2700 defense. So he does negate the effect, but it doesn't matter because I can just flip him face down, flip summon him, get my warrior. And this is what I mean. For those of you that still don't understand, this activates as a chain link 1. This activates immediately after I flip summon my Behemoth. So now you have a chain link 2. If he had something like Divine Wrath, he could activate it, but it's not gonna negate my Umastrix. He can't do anything about Umastrix anymore. He can only negate the Subterror Nemesis Warrior, and that's why Red Eye Slash cannot take care of the Umastrix if you have a Nemesis Warrior on the graveyard. And yeah, after that, easy win. Back row was probably a penalty box, if I were to guess. And last we have a Chas Princeton. And this is one where really more than the Subterror, the Anguish Garna combo just obliterated my opponent's strategies. Broken Hand, Anguish, double monster trap. Even if I don't get Nemesis Warrior, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna be able to pop the back row, pop the monster. Garna comes back. We're just gonna tribute and attack. I'm not worried about having him in attack mode at 1400. I just wanted to deal damage so that next turn I can go for game. And anything he summons, I can just pop with when Garna gets summoned to the field. Just gonna activate the sword to add it to the hand. Sets it in the back row. We're gonna go ahead and pop that. And here is, you know, me still learning the deck. There was no need to flip him face down. I was just trying to see if I could special summon one of these and then tribute both for Umistrix, but I'm a 4-hitter and I don't read. You can only special summon monsters this way if you don't control anything face up. So my Anguish is keeping me from doing that. But that's fine because I could just normal summon the Stygo Kraken and go for game. Anguish Pattern Garden, man. Too good. And that's gonna be it for the video. Like I said, Mass Tribute is probably a better, more consistent deck. But this is really good because you don't have to, you know, just rely on your Subterrors. The trap engine itself, it's really, really good. And I feel like it's pretty accessible other than, yeah, because this is a card trader card, I believe. Card trader. And you don't need Tiki Curse. You can go for the other one that's from the card trader. I recommend you try it out as an alternative to Mass Tribute in case it gets nerfed, or just if you're like me, don't have the skill. That's gonna be it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, like, comment, and subscribe if you want. Join my Discord if you haven't. The link will be down in the description, along with my PayPal link if you guys want to support my channel, support my content. I really, really appreciate that. And until next time.